Stories for Listening and Speaking. Forest Song. Written and recorded by Carolyn Harnanen. A circle of little forest plants had come to life during the stormy months of the last wet season. These plants were heliconias, and as they got older, they would light up the ground with bright orange blooms. The little plants delighted in the sunshine. They were like friends who awoke every day to play with each other, except they played the way trees play, reaching upwards into the sunlight and glowing in its energy. And in the way that trees do, they often talked to each other using their roots. They said, "The sun up above is what we love. Warmth and sunshine are all we find." The slow, constant beat of their signals was like a song of joy in life, a song that pleased the older plants around. They all wanted the same thing, to grow and to keep growing, savoring the warmth, enjoying the water and nutrients from the fertile soil beneath. And in their little circle they sang, "Far up above is the sun we love. The sun we love is far up above." And then, after weeks of pure sunshine, came an even hotter day. No rain had fallen for weeks. The clouds were wispy and white and sailed by, offering no shade. The young plants began to droop. Their leaves wilted and their stems weakened. Their roots, not yet developed, also began to fail. Together, the little heliconias knew they had to do something to survive. If they didn't get water soon, they'd simply collapse and die. They gathered up their energy to call for help. Their signals pulsed for one strong, brief moment. They cried, "Help, please! It's water we need, and we need it with full speed." Their message travelled from the tips of their roots through the soil to the tall, beautiful orange heliconias nearby. They were in full bloom and were vital and strong. They heard the cries of their little siblings and wanted to help. Their roots went more deeply into the earth, and so they drank less, hoping the little ones would revive. They called back, "Try, dear siblings, please try again. We'd give anything for some rain." The response, though, was even weaker, a fading heartbeat, as light as a memory of real life. The bigger heliconias understood they were powerless, and that their effort was futile. They also knew that if they continued to have such little water, they too would die. It was their turn to send a message of distress. The plants channeled every last bit of their energy to the tips of the hair-like endings of their roots, reaching out to the microscopic threads of fungus woven through the soil. And together they called out, "Beset by the threat of a thirsty death, we need water before our last breath. If trees could help us, we'd like that. Trees, please." Then the forest came alive. Those threads of fungus were like a web that connected all living things within the earth. The Heliconia's cries for help reached the oldest, largest tree in the rainforest, the Grand Immortelle. His trunk was long and thick and flaking with age. His roots were powerful. They spread wide and reached deep beneath the surface of the forest floor. Wasting no time, the Grand Immortelle drew water up from deep below the ground. Soon the earth around him softened. Moisture spread through the soil. The older plants felt it first, and the little Heliconias hadn't given up. The cool water quenched their thirst. Their roots began to fill with life. Their stems straightened up, and their leaves lifted to the sky. Their joy was clear and sparkling, and they sang out loud, "Now we know the water below works with the sun we love, and it's our friends on whom life depends as we live this life we love." And their song zipped along the network in the soil to the older plants and to the trees around, and the Grand Immortelle knew that all was well within their world.